Let me finish eating. What? Oh gosh. Sorry. Oh, 四大. This is I think this is 四大. Oh, not this one. Ximending. Okay, so Ximending. So Ximending is a night market in Taiwan, and in Ximending there's like these like alleyways or whatever. There's like, you know how like Shinjuku, it has like a lot of prostitution, right? Um, fuck, that's not the. What the fuck? Shinjuku prostitution. Okay. The red light district of Shinjuku, right? Shinjuku? Ximending prostitution. So Ximending actually has a lot of prostitution. And Ximending is a lot like Japan, where like we have hotels that are rented based on hours, right? So when I went to Westfield Valley Fair today, because I wanted to go to this store specifically because I wanted to pay the middleman kind of thing, you know? Because like if you look at most of these stuff, it's like imported from Japan, right? So I'd rather go buy it from a store than buy it online. I mean, yeah, I can always cut the middleman out. Of course, you know, I saw it on Amazon last night, but I prefer to go in person, right? So if you if you go to Westfield Valley Fair, like these days, there's been a lot of people just like wandering around, you know? And if you know anything about Ximending, like they're kind of known for like here, I'll just show you guys. Like it pretty much looks like Shinjuku, right? Shinjuku? You see how there's like people just like so like there's sometimes like weird people who will stand around. Well, they're guys, so no, this is why I like New York, because it looks so much like Asia. You know, like most of these girls are like Shinjuku girls where like they're students and then they come over here to find like weird old men to like flirt and buy them stuff, you know? And then no, they really are old men. Like old men are known to come here to like find women. There's gonna be like weird old men who just like stand around, like, you know, like, well, I think they're together, but there's usually like weird men who will stand around and like pretty much just like hang out and do nothing, you know? And like that's why in Asia at least it's not weird that Asians don't want to talk to strangers, because a lot of times like, you know, oh yeah, we have Binglang, which is pretty much these like girls that dressed in lingerie to like sell people stuff. So yeah, I mean, when I went to Valley Fair today, I just felt like it was a lot like Asia, where like people were just standing around doing nothing and not buying anything. And I was like, wow, this kind of reminds me of like Ximending, where like people will stand around looking for prostitutes kind of thing. And if you really think about it, like I can always go to Stanford, because Stanford don't really have like weird people standing around just like waiting for things to happen. Or like I've seen like certain people just kind of like stalk you kind of, or like they'll purposely hang around where like kids are just so they can kind of stare at you, you know? And that kind of happens a lot in Ximending, and that's why a lot of times like people who grow up in Taiwan, they're very like don't talk to me kind of thing, because they're like most of the people that talk to you when you're at Ximending, they're asking you to be like, they will ask you like how much, you know, it's like how much for how many hours. And then there's like a lot of hotels next to Ximending, so it's not really, and it's not really weird for San Jose because Westfield, Valley Fair, and stuff like that. So that's kind of why, like, every time I go, at least I try not to go hang out or like to like chill or like hang around and like, you know, hang out with my friends or whatever at Valley Fair, because like I kind of figured out that most of the guys that are standing around waiting for things to happen, or like people that just hang out at the mall, are like either waiting for prostitutes or something, because like that's usually what happens in Taiwan, you know. So I automatically assume that all these people hanging out probably want to find prostitutes as well. So I personally do not like to go to Valley Fair unless I have a purpose, or like unless I'm actually going there to buy something, because otherwise I don't actually like to like hang out at the mall kind of thing, you know. Plus there's a lot of like people who just like to hang out at the mall, like, you know, that do a lot of like weird shit, you know, either sell drugs or hang out or like try to find prostitutes. And that's why I think like the atmosphere of Valley Fair is just like a little bit weird. And I don't know, I'm just saying this because like I feel like there's a lot of girls who are prostitutes that go to Valley Fair, you know, and it's actually pretty good, because it's like I would much rather they all go to Valley Fair versus going to like Stanford, you know what I mean? Because Stanford has the same luxury brands as Valley Fair, but it's like, well, wouldn't it be more convenient if you just go to Valley Fair? And it's funny because most of the really expensive shops at Valley Fair always close like 2 or 3 hours before the mall closes. So if that doesn't tell you that it's not a safe place, I don't know what will. You know what I mean? Because most of the like Coach, Prada, LV, YSL, all those stores, they close at 6, 5 or 6, right? But the mall itself closes at like 8 or 9. So, I mean, if the mall itself, if these brands are even worried that they're gonna get fucking robbed, I think it's very, very fucking clear, like, what kind of mall this is, right? Like, it's funny because, like, in front of all the Prada stores, there is even, like, specialized security hired to protect these stores. Does that kind of make sense? That's why I'm just like, this is really not a safe place. And the reason why I'm making this public is because I don't want like innocent little girls to go there and then they get stalked or like harassed or anything, and then people are like, oh my gosh, fuck this mall. Like, I'm telling you right now, it is not a safe place, you know. So make sure when you go to the Morphe store that you are safe, you know. Like, if you're gonna go to the Morphe store, go early as possible and get what you want and fucking leave. Do not hang around that fucking mall. Because if you're a girl, or if you're an underage girl trying to go to Morphe to buy fucking makeup, I guarantee you someone is going to either try to follow you or try to talk to you. And if something fucking happens, like, that's gonna ruin the reputation of Morphe and the whole entire mall. Like, unless you're going to like Coach, Prada or something like that, there will not be any added security for you. So just make sure that you will be safe and try not to talk to people, because I don't want like a huge situation at West Valley Fair and then everybody's like, dude, fuck this place, and then never go again. Then like Morphe's gonna get fucked because Morphe is there. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you guys know, like, you know, I'm pretty sure if you're like a prostitute or whatever, then I'm pretty sure it will work out for you very fucking well, considering all the expensive brands are right there. So if you find a customer, you can be like, hey, you know, I need this and I need that, you know. Or if you are a prostitute, you will know that it's actually a pretty safe place and it's a good place for you to go, you know. So whatever the situation may be, you know, I'm just saying, people like me, who is not a prostitute, who is not looking for clients, and do not like people stalking me, or like, I don't like to surround myself with like crackheads, you know, kind of thing, like where people are constantly on drugs. Like, I would much rather go to Stanford Shopping Center than go to West Valley Fair. You know what I mean? Because Stanford Shopping Center, I like to go pretty early, so like I would go from like 10 to like 1 or 2, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's usually when the people get off work, and then like their children or like the nannies come out, you know. At 10, it's like all the old people walking their dogs. That's why I'm like, you know, Stanford is mostly for walking your dog. It's not so much like, oh yeah, every time I come here I buy something. Like, that's not really what people who come are from Palo Alto do, you know. They just kind of like come and walk their dogs, and then, you know what I mean. But if you're not from here, you would think like, oh yeah, you're supposed to only go to the mall when you're buying stuff, and it's like, that's not really how it works here. But I mean, it works like that for like cheaper malls, like Great Mall. Like that's how it works because people don't just go to Great Mall to hang out, and people don't really go to West Valley Fair just to hang out, kind of thing. But if it wasn't for this shop, I would not go to Valley Fair either. Like I literally went today just to go to this store, and that's about it. So, and my grandma likes to go to Uniqlo because it's bigger and closer than the Great Mall one. So these two stores are like the only reason I ever go. There's not really any other, you know what I mean? Because if you compare the stores at Valley Fair versus the stores at Great Mall, I mean, Great Mall is built right next to Elmwood, if you know anything. So it's like a 6-minute walk. Oh, 6-minute drive. So I don't really like going to Elmwood, and then I don't really like going to Valley Fair. Because there's also a casino nearby. Fuck, what is that? San Jose... Okay, the Matrix is like really fancy, but there's actually one in right next to Valley Fair. Hmm. See, if you go to Prada, you see how this sorry. Let me find you guys. Where is that fucking casino? There's like a casino around here, and so it's not weird that there's like a lot of weird people around, and there's actually a lot of like homeless people hanging out all the time. So I personally don't really like to go to Valley Fair unless I really specifically have something. I just never wanted to say anything because it never got this bad, but I don't really give a fuck anymore because I'm probably never gonna go. And it's kind of like, well, if you're gonna purposely scare everybody else away from going there, then you better make sure that you start spending money because nobody else is gonna be willing to even go there if all they're gonna do is get robbed or like intimidated, you know? So, no, I noticed a lot of people just like hanging out. You know what I mean? Like they're not buying stuff, they're just like hanging out. And then I'm over there trying to buy stuff and then I get intimidated. So I'm like, should I even go there anymore? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just wasting my time, right? Like, I don't have to pay you. I do not have to help you at all. I can just go on Amazon and not deal with your bullshit, right? So, I mean, I'm sure it's good for Amazon. I just don't want American economy to be like, oh, and it's funny because it's not just the immigrants. It's actually the white people there too. So, and it's not like there's no cameras there. So I think everybody can kind of see it. Yeah, but it's like I don't want to deal with the bullshit. You know what I mean? You know how like drug dealers are like, dude, I'm not ready for your bullshit. I'm not ready for your fucking excuses. Like, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like, that's not my goddamn problem, you know? So I'm not the only one who says I don't want to hear your fucking bullshit. Like, drug dealers say it all the time. So why would I want to support you in spreading bullshit when I know drug dealers would probably slap you or kill you for it? What was it? San Jose, YSL. It doesn't open until 9. None of these stores open until 9. How do I know this? Because I went there really late one day. And they all just closed before the end of the store. I mean, before the store closed. Really? Yes. Remember that one time I went to Morphe hella late? And then like everybody was like already closed? and like even the security was still standing around. And I don't know if you guys remember this, I went to Morphe one time really late because I really wanted to fucking return something, and then they were all closed already, and Morphe was like the only one still open. So I'm letting you guys know, like, these stores are even worried about their safety, and like the way they like lock up is not even like it's not as bad as Stanford, you know? Stanford just kind of like takes things down or like puts it in the back, right? No, there's the way they close their doors, they put like steel bars. Oh, Tiffany closes, or thank you. Tiffany Valley Fair. See, Tiffany closes an hour before everybody else. If you look at Valley Fair, does Hermes close before everybody? Yeah, hold on. But then Stanford doesn't close that. Stanford shopping. I don't think Stanford opens. Oh yeah, so yeah. Why does Hermes close earlier? Because Stanford is not that safe, considering, like, if you think about like most of the people that live near Stanford, like most of the Palo Alto houses surrounding Stanford, they were actually like kind of low income housing. Like if you lived in Stanford, I mean, if you lived in Palo Alto, like here, I'll show you guys what I mean. So the only places that were actually rich back then was downtown Palo Alto. Like only downtown Palo Alto, like this area was rich. Everywhere else, this whole entire surrounding thing, like this is a pretty poor neighborhood. Like Barron Park, Gun High, like all of this was just poor. You know, like houses were on sale for like $200,000 or $500,000 or something like that. So it's not weird that Stanford would want to close at this time, because if you did not grow up here like back in the 1990s, 1999 and stuff, like you would not have any idea that almost all these houses costed no more than 500. Like none of these houses cost $1 million. Most of the reason why any of these houses are actually $1 million, like 1 million to 2 million, is because they remodeled it. You know, like where Jeremy Lin lives, that house, I think my cousins bought it for like 500K or something like that. That was 500K, 600K, but it was definitely not a $1 million house. It only became this expensive after they remodeled it. And even then, it wasn't even because of that. It was because of the tech companies from Google that made them more expensive. Because you have to understand, Stanford has been around for like hundreds of years, right? So I mean, this is why I don't really like to have people who come here, like, you know, because yeah, so it was established in 1891. So I mean, you know, it just, to me, it's just kind of dumb, because you guys are like, oh my gosh, these houses are so expensive. I'm like, the only expensive houses from a really long time ago is probably just right here in downtown Palo Alto. And even then, I think someone got foreclosed on in downtown Palo Alto because they had I think it was a house. Yeah, see? These houses, they were never worth $2 million. These houses were like $500,000. They were born in 1956. Yeah, even in 1999, they were still only like 500K. And the only reason why it's so fucking expensive now is because of Google and Facebook. And the reason why Menlo is so fucking expensive and so here is because of Mark Zuckerberg. And that's why Atherton has always been rich. But if you compare Atherton to Los Altos Hills, I think Los Altos Hills is still more expensive. Atherton is kind of like those weird white people towns, you know. It's not like Stanford. Stanford bought all this land when it was super cheap. That's why like all this area surrounding Stanford is super fucking cheap. Like if you go over here, it's super fucking cheap. If you go over here near Menlo and near East Palo Alto, it's super fucking cheap. And the only place that's expensive is the places that Stanford built. If you look over here, Menlo, fucking over here, they're all poor. Like if you look at the real estate in 1990s, it's all really bad. And even until now, it's still pretty bad considering it is no longer like low-class criminals, it is middle-class criminals. You know, it's all these entitled white kids coming into Hermes and trying to steal shit. It's no longer, it's not really like Valley Fair where people come and steal because they're like really fucking poor, you know, or like it's like some kind of gang activity. It's like entitled white kids coming to try and steal because they think I'm entitled to this. So that's why Stanford makes sense that they would close. But when it comes to like Tiffany and stuff, like this kind of stuff is just like straight gang stuff. Because they're like, oh yeah, you know, gangbang, guns and stuff. So I don't know. I'm just letting you guys know, like I know a lot about real estate. And I know a lot about like areas and stuff. So I don't really know, like, I mean, I didn't really want to explain this to Daniel because I was like, you already think that Stanford was always a super rich place. Like, I don't want to rain on your parade. I didn't want to be like, yeah, my cousins got their houses like when it was like $500,000 and then like, it rose onto 2 million. And we bought this house at like what, 300k or something like that, or 400k. It was super fucking ridiculous. And it's already doubled and tripled that. So, I mean, no, that's why I said I wanted to move to New York. No, that's kind of why I was like, I need it to be documented. Because you know their bitch ass is about to be like, oh, you're so elitist, you know, this is so unfair, we're so poor. So. No, that's what I like about social media. Because it's no longer about like, he said, she said, you know, it's not like, you know how like old school, if you know anything of what I'm talking about, you know how like in old school they're always like, oh, it's the rich people bullying us, you know, they're always doing this, they're always doing that. But then when you actually are part of it and then you actually listen to what everybody's accusations are and then you look at it and then see it, you're like, yeah, some people, but it's pretty obvious. Like it's not that like hard to distinguish the differences, you know. So that's why I appreciate social media, because now there's not like that huge like false lie spreading kind of shit. Because it's kind of like, I think we can all very clearly see who the real person is. Like, you know what I mean? Who is causing the real problem here. Jesus. Thank you. No, because if you really compare, like, you see how like the Echo Fox owners, they're super polite, they're super courteous, they're super respectful to everyone. And then you see Offline TV. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious, right? Who's really creating the problem, you know? People are always like, oh yeah, rich people are so fucked up. I'm like, if anything, I feel like the community totally took advantage of Echo Fox's kindness. And those people are people like Offline TV, where they need fucking money and they're desperate for fucking money, but yet they treat everybody else like shit. Like, and it's not just me saying this, because we can all see your content. Like, we can all see your social media interactions. We can all see how you treat people. Like, we understand how you communicate with people. Thank you. And we can see everything, you know? We see how you talk about people. We see how you talk down on people. And we see how you mock and make fun of people. You know, and then you compare that with Echo Fox, and it's like, I don't remember Echo Fox ever making fun of anyone. I don't remember Echo Fox ever bullying anybody. I do not remember Echo Fox taking advantage of anybody. I do not remember Echo Fox underestimating anyone. And I do not remember Echo Fox taking advantage of the fact that he's rich and you're poor and then totally fucking you on a contract, right? So, I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious who the real problem is, right? Offline TV, who obviously don't have any fucking money, and Echo Fox, who obviously has a lot of money. And it's pretty obvious through social media interactions and how they talk and present themselves to like the public. Like, it's pretty obvious, right? And you cannot even say, oh yeah, you know, Echo Fox doesn't talk. He actually talks way more than any fucking investor in esports. And I guarantee you all his friends and family sees that as why he is one of the weakest in League of Legends. Think about that. Echo Fox is one of the weakest teams in League of Legends since he started being nice to everyone. And Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, and whoever the fuck invested in the Rams and fucking League of Legends, none of them ever fucking talk to you guys. And look how much better their shit is doing. Optic is Call of Duty, so it is pretty common sense for Optic to try and communicate with League of Legends people and be like, hey, you know, if this works for Call of Duty, it might work for League of Legends. And guess what? It didn't. You're not, like, you guys, your own actions make you look bad. Like, you don't understand. You are the only person writing on your own social media. Nobody else is writing it for you, right? Because we all know damn well you don't even know what a fucking publicist is. So, you only have yourself to blame. You say, oh yeah, look at Christine, her shit looks hella fucked up. Well, I can see your shit too, and you're a really big fucking bully to everybody else, Pokimane. Oh, look at this person, they look so funny. Why would you do something like that? Like, mocking people on your stream is probably not the best idea. I understand there's some people who's gonna agree with you, but there's gonna be a lot of other people who don't agree with you. There's a difference between what H3H3 is doing in fair use versus what you're doing and encouraging mob mentality. Right? H3H3 is not encouraging mob mentality. He's kind of like, okay, this guy, I don't think you should be making content like this because I think it's inappropriate. But no, that's not what Pokimane says. Pokimane says, oh my gosh, this guy looks so fucking hilarious. Why is he doing this? Raise your hand if you've ever been laughed at school for doing something different. Tell me what the difference is between what Pokimane is doing and a high school bully. Feel free to answer that question. Yeah, see, that's the difference between like popular kids at my private school versus popular kids like at local schools. Popular kids at local schools, I mean public schools, are all like drug addicts, you know? Like, they're all bragging about, I have a house party, and like, oh my gosh, we did like 2 lines of coke, you know? And it's like, I don't know if I want my kids to be bragging about this. And you wonder why they keep doing that shit. It's not a surprise to me because, I mean, I grew up with them. And even I'm kind of pissed off because they don't know anything about me. I tend to not tell people stuff because after a certain, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so I went to a private school, right? But everybody was, like, so surprised that I could speak English that it was actually pretty fucking annoying. You know, so I was just like, honestly, like, I don't even want to bother explaining to them that I actually went to a private school because it's like, they're so surprised that I can speak English without an accent. And ever since then, I started losing patience for people because I'm like, okay, so you're not gonna even bother to ask me anything else besides, why do you have such perfect English? Tell me how that is not racist. They figured out that I just came from China. Doesn't even bother, hey, what school did you go to? Oh my gosh, your English is so good! How can you speak without an accent? Oh, I don't know, because I went to a private school that costs just as much as St. Francis. That's why I have such good fucking English. St. Francis is one of the most expensive schools in Silicon Valley. And that's how expensive our private school in China was. That's why my English is so fucking perfect. But you're too goddamn racist to ever consider that, hey, maybe I went to a fucking private school because you're too fucking poor. Right? If you were rich, you would be like, hey, did you go to a private school? Is that why your English is so good? Instead of being like, oh my gosh, how can you speak perfect English coming from China? Exactly, because you're poor, right? So if you're so poor, how the fuck would you know there are private schools in China, right? You can barely afford a private school in America. How the fuck would you afford a private school in China? No, that's why I kind of like, whenever I see like people who are criminals, like born into like the lower class, I'm always super courteous and super respectful and super nice to them. Because I'm like, so the middle class is racist as fuck, the middle upper class is also super racist, but you're from the lower class. And you have people, which is power, and yet you have this much power, and yet you're still not racist to me? That's not a very hard decision for me, is it? That's why I always tell people, I'm like, it's the 1%, not the 50%. You know, like, if you know, like, 100 different rich people, it's not really 1% anymore, right? That's like the 50%. And once you're the 50%, you're no longer the 1%. Does that make sense? So, I mean, I guess it's a poor people thing, or like, I don't really understand it, where like you guys constantly think like you're super rich, but I'm like, but you know so many people, how are you rich? You know what I mean? Like, usually rich people, there's so little rich people that we all know each other. But then it's like, none of us knows you. But then you know like all these people that are way more than us. So then like how, and then I start doing the math and thank you. And I'm just like, wait, hold on. This is like the 50%. So if you're like the 50%, how are you the 1% when you're not one of us? That's why I'm such a bitch in esports, because I don't want none of you guys to be my friends. Yeah, fucking Keemstar's fucking Jake and Tana wedding is a scam. Oh man, you guys are so savage. You know, I actually really enjoy commercials. Like, believe it or not, I do enjoy commercials. It like keeps me in tune with the world. You know, because like, I don't know if you guys have ever paid for like no ads, right? And then you come out, and then you come out of your hole of no ads, and then you come out and then go to Twitch chat and people are like spamming, oh my gosh, did you see that trailer? And you're like, what trailer? Because you know you don't have any ads, right? And then like you come to YouTube and you also don't have any ads, and then YouTube only gives you videos based on what you watch. So then you're like, what ad? You know? And then they're also, sometimes trailers are not trending. So then it's like, okay, it's not on trending, it's not on an ad, and like all my YouTube videos have no ads. Like, what movie? I'm just laughing because like you guys, I mean, I don't know, you know, it's not ad block. I mean, maybe it is ad block, but it's funny because you pay to be shadow banned. Thank you. And I just think it's hilarious because like, you never know what you're doing anymore because you don't know what's coming out, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, look at this new Audi, never heard of it. Look at this new X-Men movie, never seen it. Look at this new fucking PlayStation, look at this new fucking game, never even heard of it. So I'm just letting you know, like, with all these ad whatever things, marketing's gonna get even harder, especially for people who don't watch normal TV and pay to get all their ads removed. Like, you're literally never gonna know when anything comes out. Because I am not on Reddit, I am not on Twitter. Like, I literally am, I paid to get to shadow ban myself, you know? So like, now that I realize this, because a lot of people in Twitch chat were like, oh my gosh, look at the new X-Men movie. I'm like, what the fuck? What X-Men movie? Because I paid for all ads to be removed. I pay for YouTube ads, I pay for Hulu ads, I pay for like all these ads to be removed from every single one of my services, right? And I had no idea what the fuck X-Men movie it was. Like, the first time I ever heard of it was in Twitch chat. because you know I used, yeah, exactly, Twitch Prime used to have ad removed, right? So then I was also oblivious, and then everybody was fucking typing in Twitch chat like, oh yeah, look at all this fucking, I'm like, what? Look at what movie? What are we talking about? You know, because you know how sometimes, remember the ads, thank you, used to play? Like when you have Twitch Prime, Twitch would play ads, right? But then you would never have ads because you're on Twitch Prime, thank you. So I'm over there with like no commercials, and everybody in chat's like, oh my gosh, X-Man, X-Man, X-Man. And I'm like, what? X-Man? Because if I don't have ads on Twitch, I do not have ads on YouTube, and I also do not have ads on Hulu. So I do not ever see an X-Man ad ever. Does that make sense? And I think that's why I'm personally very grateful that Twitch brought back the ads, because now I know what the fuck is coming. You know, like when there's a new movie coming, like Twitch would prioritize the movie ads before the State Farm ads. So then I automatically know like, oh, okay, it's coming. Or like if there's like a car, if there's like Honda, if there's Toyota, they would prioritize that before like State Farm. You know, State Farm is like the least priority, or like when there's no other ads. So I think it's a great idea. I'm just letting, you know, this is like a business conversation between the intellectuals and the not retards. So no, I'm very bad at insulting people when it comes to like, I don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Like, you need to do something to me for me to insult you. Like, if I wanted to insult Reckless, I can't, because he's never done anything bad to me, right? But if I wanted to insult Pokimane, boy, I can go on a rant all fucking day. Like, even if I don't know Lily Pichu, even if I don't know Esther Lin, I would have a lot of things, because it's like, first of all, you have this. And then, like, yeah, okay, Mark Zimmerman. He's also a very fucked up person. He went from fucking Hafu, from like all this shit, and then, wait, no, did he fuck Becca? I don't think he did. I think it was like Wreckful or some shit. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, I insult people based on what you do. Like, if you just ask me to go fucking on fucking Twitch right now, right? If you ask me to go on Twitch... Okay, no. If you ask me to go on Twitch... Okay, Soda Poppin'. I don't fucking know anything about him. I don't really know anything about Shroud. Summit 1G is dating... What's her face? Little Chipmunk, thank you. Like, I can't really insult these people. Like, I don't know Riji Patel. I don't know who JL Tomi is. Like, how do I even insult these people? I don't even fucking know who they are. Like, what? Ooh. I'm getting distracted. Okay, Zoe Berger was naked. I'm not naked. Froggen, I mean, I feel kind of bad for Froggen, so it's not, I don't really want to insult him. I kind of just feel bad for him. Because, you know, he's not really a beta cuck. He's probably just like a super nice person. A beta cuck is somebody like Fed My Master. Yasuo is a beta cuck. I don't even think Tyler 1's really a beta cuck, because I don't think anybody's really fucked his girlfriend. And if anybody has fucked his girlfriend, I think that's why we were seeing all those fucking things about how his girlfriend's a slut. But, you know, there's a lot of things that I don't really, I can't, like Jukes, I see him a lot, but I don't really see him collaborate with anybody, so it's like, how do you want me to insult this guy? Like, what has he done that's actually bad? There's, like, nothing bad. Like, what do you want me to say? Josh OG, Trick 2G. Oh, gosh, I keep seeing this fucking duck, and I always think he's like Uber Danger or some shit. But he's not Uber Danger, he's Josh OG. Like, fuck. Alrighty then. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about okay, whatever. I don't really have anything bad to say about these two guys, because these two guys usually always try to lead, like, smaller games. Oh yeah, and Zero. Zero is like the non-drunk Mango. You know? Mango's like the drunk guy all the time, and Zero's like the sober guy all the time. So, like, it's really hard to insult people when, like, you don't do anything fucked up to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you have personally attacked me, like Trick2G, he's a beta cuck for sure. Have you noticed, like, anybody who has attacked me, I will always have something negative to say about you, right? But if you have done nothing but support the community and just left me the fuck alone and never try to bother me, I don't have anything bad to say about you. Even if I don't know you, I just don't say anything because I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like, who the fuck are these people? I don't even know, man. Their son gaming? That's so cool. I mean, dad looks a little stressed, but I think besides that, they're doing great. Oh, Moon? I feel like he carries a lot of the Nintendo game things. Thank you. It's Moon Zero, Don's Gaming, and that other guy, I forgot what he said. Don's Gaming, Admirable Baru? Oh my gosh, that is such a weird name. They usually just play like these really weird games and they'll try to like boost these like smaller games. And I think that's just fucking awesome, honestly. He's usually on, Banana Slam is usually on. I don't know who the fuck these three people are. Cancel Dota has been on quite recently, but I don't know who he is. Who are you? And this guy's been on a lot. Like, I don't ever like look at this. I just see the wing and I'm like, dude, this guy's on again. This guy and this guy. And then all these Stewie is barely ever on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I usually always watch anybody. I don't like to watch these specific streamers. I like to watch Magic specifically. Every time I watch Magic, I just want to make like technology so you guys can actually see like the monsters come out. I mean, if you really wanted to, you would need a biochemist to work with your engineers. Flubber? Remember how Flubber was created? Remember how Flubber was created in a lab? Yeah, but you're telling me you want a creature to come out and have an inanimate and have its own mind, right? So you would need something like Flubber, which is biochemistry. Yeah, but there's a difference between just being a biologist versus just being a chemist. Like, you cannot just get the chemist and the biologist to work together. Like, you need one person who does biochemistry, you know? There's a difference. Well, most physicists have like really, they're interested in biochemistry just because they don't really trust people. So that's a little different than, my gosh, I am struggling. I really fucking hate this. I think it's because you guys keep sending me fucking documentaries of like Fire Festival and like Theranos fucking all this shit. Like, I think this is why I know so much. Obviously. Super grateful for it too. I'd rather be overwhelmed with information than like have no information at all. It's that horoscope guy. He's ugly and pisses me off. 做作的男生. It's not even Yang Yang Chang, it's just like he fucking annoys me. Sorry. It's a pretty normal thing for agents to just kind of like talk about stuff like this because they'll be like, oh my gosh, look at that guy. Look what he looks like. Look. God damn it, I hate Asian eyebrows. They're so bushy and so like thick. Like, why? This is the bad guy. The makeup. Isn't he a makeup guy? What the fuck? Ew. Looks like a goddamn liver. Fucking disgusting. Alright, I'm gonna do my makeup because I wanna try these glue. I wanna try this. I should have just lied and said that I did not open it. But then I'm such a nice person that I'm like, you know what? What if somebody actually uses this after I used it already? And I was like, nah. We're not gonna be a fucking douche. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the wrapping, huh? I use this. This is like 7-Eleven. If you buy this at 7-Eleven in Taiwan, it will not cost you fucking $13. What is it gonna cost? Not 13, that's for sure. Jesus. 7-Elevens and how, dude, that's why I'm always like I always want to sing it in the middle of a fucking stream, you know. But then I feel like nobody's gonna understand why it's fucking hilarious, you know, because it's like a Taiwanese commercial. You're like, damn, what is this crazy bitch doing? No, but she was saying, dude, the lady was so fucking irritating. She's like, yeah, some people are really allergic to latex. I'm like, she's like, maybe you have 30 days to think about it. I'm like, I don't think losing my eyelashes is something that I need to think about. Like, like, latex has nothing to do with how the glue is and pulling out your eyelashes. Like, what is latex and pulling my eyelashes out have, like, how are these things even related? Just bizarre, blows my mind. And then I think about why Pokemon's so, like, you know, not there too. And I think about like my interaction today and I'm like, okay, honestly it makes sense. No, because I was thinking about working there, but then I thought about it and then I saw this lady today. I'm like, oh hell no, I am not about to stay 8 hours with this bitch. Like, if I hang out with her for 8 fucking hours, either I'm gonna have to deal with her cokehead behavior, or I'm gonna start becoming just as fucking stupid as her. And cokehead, stupidity, like, both lose, you know? Like, I'm so, like, attached to this. Like, I don't want to throw it away. Like, what if I can use this for something, you know? I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but it's, like, really dry. But I also really want to keep it still. Don't judge me. Smells like glue. I might as well get, like, Elmer's glue, right? Because Elmer's glue is, like, non-toxic and kind of smells the same. It could work, right, guys? No? Okay. I got these lashes because she wouldn't give me a fucking refund. So now I got 2 more new lashes. 2 new lashes. She's like, you can buy like liquid eyeliner or something? I'm like, no, thank you. I like this. Oh shit. I like this better because these tend to get stuck. Oh, I should show you guys what this is, huh? Neo Automatic Liner. Everything I use is usually Japanese because in Taiwan we use a lot of Japanese makeup. Yeah, Japanese skincare was the shit to begin with, and then there was K-beauty. Alright, so what is this? Neo Automatic Liner. Shiseto? Yeah, this is what I use. Thank you, Google. This is the eyeliner that I use, and this is one of my favorite fucking, like, the Shiseto set. It's like a drugstore kind of thing. Oh yeah, I think. So oh yes. Oh fuck. This series is my favorite. They used to have this like glitter eyeliner that like was like, look at this packaging, it's just so fucking cute. It's like, ugh, and it's really good makeup too. This is my eyeshadow. If you guys have ever seen it, this is the no. This is the makeup that I use. Was it funny to see my dog walk better without the leash? It's not surprising for me, actually. Rufus is a lot like me, you know? Like, you tell him what to do, he'd be like, fuck you. You know, you ain't the boss of me, bitch. But, you know. Yeah, a lot of people have said Rufus is kind of like a cat. Right? Meow? Okay, he doesn't like it. A cat is cute. Cat cute? A cute cat? You want to be Puppy? Puppy's the best, right? I adopted him, so it's the lady before me that likes to carry him a lot. Not, what the fuck is that? This is one of my favorite beauty product brands. I think there was like a glitter eyeliner they had. Majora? Tell me that isn't like the cutest fucking packaging ever. Yeah, it's got a crown on it. Isn't it cute? I mean, if you know, you know. Well, if you study like the dynasties of Asian countries, like there's been a lot of abuse and it has not ended well for anyone. So it's not that you have to say it, it's like people will feel it and people will see it and they will naturally follow. This thing the fucking cutest ever. Holy fuck. No, it's a different brand. Thank you. Oh, I have Kate. I love Kate's eyeliner. For this, I think this is what my aunt was letting me use, I think. And that's why, like, when I bought that... No, actually, maybe Maybelline in Taiwan is made differently because they're imported from different places. No, see, this is the thing. Like, in Asia, I almost spoke Chinese. In Asia, we will usually boycott anything with bad quality. And, like, we will post it onto the internet and everybody will boycott it. But these are the original ones. These have been around for so many fucking years. Like, but because Americans don't know how to make shit, I do not like to use any of their shit. No offense. This is Japanese, so don't even get mad at me. You gotta get mad at Japan. So this is from Japan. So Japan imports it to Taiwan, and then I buy it from Taiwan and I bring it back to America. This thing has been in places. So, but Americans aren't very picky, like, you know, and then they're just like, and I feel like this has way less liquid, and like it's just not as good as this, you know. At least like if I use this and then it runs out, like I'll know. But I just don't like how Americans make these pens. It's just something about Americans and these pens that I just don't like. Okay, here, let me explain it in a different way. There's the American marking executives, right? And they do not always cater to Asians. So I'm not gonna change everything just to cater to Asians when Asians can just travel and buy shit that we don't really need you. So you guys can change it, fix it, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it because it's not catered towards me. No, that's what Jeffree Star has been saying. He said, if you're not going to be inclusive, you will lose customers, and it's not going to be the smartest thing to do because people will not want it. He literally said that. He said, if you don't have different shades in 2019... So, this is why I want him as a manager, if I can even afford him. But, super hard. Oh, yes. This is acrylic too. It says acrylic resin, so I have no problems with acrylic resin. It's just the way you fucking make it is probably not the best idea. It's plus water. Maybe I can add water in here and just like mix it back up together. I was thinking about adding alcohol, but then I realized that the alcohol would probably evaporate right back into my eyes, and that's just gonna fucking suck. There's resin and water, but is it really resin and water? Probably not. 10 10到20秒 I mean 10秒/20秒 So most of the time, the way Asians read Japanese is we'll just read the kanji and then hope to God it makes sense, you know? But it's just straight Japanese, we're just kind of like, oh, okay, there's only so much we can do. I can't wait to try this. You know what? Maybe I'll just cut these lashes in half. This is a good one. This is kind of a bad one. Slanted. This is a good one. This is the half one. This is the one that's all fucked up. Okay, these two, I think these two are from that sale. No, I think this is Calabasas. I think this is from Morphe. I might cut one of these lashes in half. Oh my god. Poop is about to come out of my anus, and my butthole's not ready. Oh. I'll be right back. my gosh, is that done? Oh, I need to keep it in a cool place. I turned off the Wi-Fi to my phone. I don't have enough time to, like, you know, block her, right? So just turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone. I don't have Facebook Messenger on my phone on purpose. I purposely did not download it because I don't want it. Oh no. Did we see this yesterday? Thank you. I have to prepare this before I start streaming. I mean, start playing video games. Sorry, I'm already streaming. I forgot. Is cancer in your genes? Fucking ugly. Oh, fuck. If I disconnect, goodbye. But if I don't, oh well, I'm still here. I bet Hermes started being like really open because they couldn't make any profit. I hate LV. I hate that pattern. It's so fucking irritating. I hate patterns. I hate patterns. Gosh, your bags are all so goddamn ugly. How does she put two patterns together? Just fucking blows my mind. Yeah, this is definitely not cutting. What am I doing? I'm cleaning my lashes. Yeah, that bag looks way better. Ugly. That's copying Hermes, isn't it? I think she keeps trying to call me, and it's really fucking irritating. She only calls me when she needs something, and it's fucking annoying. Like, she treats me like one of the guys that wants to have sex with her. Like, needs to fuck off. See, it's women like this that I don't know, like, why they even bother talking to me. It's like, if you will have sex with a guy, why would I help you? You know, like, you treat me like shit. You talk about me all the fucking time hella negatively. You harass me. You verbally abuse me. You try to ruin my life on a daily basis. What makes you think I will help you?
Hello, Max Brown giving you a call back regarding your application for the online data entry position from home. Please visit 3hourjob.com.
Most of these things are scams. Why did I even ask? Because it's decent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's really fucked up, sometimes it's not. Most of them are scams though. And it's a scam. Why do I even bother? Because it's fucking Craigslist. You always have to try shit, you know? I'll remember giving them my phone number, but... Why do I still try? Well, it's just funny, because like they're always like, oh, Asians are so fucked up, and then they do shit like this. I'm like, oh, no, not just us. And that is why I said it was a scam. Do I want to find a job? I mean, I want to just kind of like look through everything and see what there is, you know? Because like personally, I really like working as a barista, but I don't like to work where I know people, you know? I like to go to a place where I don't know anyone, and then I would like to work as a barista, and then I can meet new people and stuff, you know? I think it's fun when you get a job and you get to meet new people, but no, barista is like a normie thing, you know, so nobody's gonna get mad. And it's not like a hookah place where it's like specifically like, you know. Do people at baristas, well, that's the thing, you know, like that's kind of why I'm having like a hard time finding a job that I want. No, this is called crackhead behavior. Craigslist is very useful for selling like stolen shit. So I don't really know what all this extra shit is actually. I don't know who's been fucking it up, but considering we found Vinci on the internet from Craigslist, I can see who's been fucking it up. No, I'm pretty sure half of the iPods that I got off Craigslist and half of the HTC, maybe except for that HTC One Touch, My Touch, from that Google employee, I think everything else was stolen. Because a lot of the people that were trying to sell it, especially the iPod Touch, were like, you know, they were like sketchy or like kind of nervous, kind of, you know? Why would I say nervous is bad? Because you should never be nervous if it's yours. Dude, I come from Taiwan. We just don't steal stuff, we just make it. She's not really a victim, right? Because we gave her a pretty cheap housing and she stole stuff. So. And then after that, she tried to sue me. No, I think most lawyers are like drug addicts. And I always think like lawyers work for organized crime. You know? Well, I'm not afraid because I know I never did anything to organize crime, and I know what you're doing is probably not something they care. And if something did happen, I don't think... Because I know lawyers are really good at bluffing. But I'm not really gonna fall for your bluffs. Because I know what I'm doing is right. And I never did anything wrong. I love pulling off the glue, it just like brings me joy. Uh, Honestly, I'm not really sure. But you can see why, like, Asians are usually really violent, right? No, this is why Asians hit women. Well, people like me don't get hit because we don't do stupid shit. But no, I'm specifically talking about like culture-wise, you know? Because there's some things that I agree that Asian women just go a little bit too fucking far. And to be honest, not all of us do that, and that's why not all of us are like treated the same, I guess, you know? Like not a lot of Asian men like harass women. Yeah, but in America, like there's so much public shaming that most of the guys will be like scared, you know? But like in Asia, we do not publicly shame them. Like we'll just beat them. Does that kind of make sense? Like in America, it's more about like publicly shaming them and publicly embarrassing them kind of thing, where it's like, you know, you're even like military veterans, thank you, when they know they're a fake valor, like you're not supposed to confront them and beat their ass or like kill them to stop them, you know? Like that's just not how the military works. You're supposed to like arrest them, get them arrested, or publicly shame them, and then rely on the media kind of thing. Like we don't do all that. It's kind of like we'll just fucking hurt you until you fucking stop. That kind of makes sense. So that's kind of why I said the Americans are kind of weak. And that's why I also said I felt really bad for the military because I'm like, I know a lot of you guys want to uphold it, you know, like uphold the credibility and the reputation, you know, kind of thing. So, I mean, the best that I can do for you is for you to criminally charge them. And then after that, I think everybody will just have their own fun at it, you know? Because once you charge a military guy with criminal offense, then first of all, you guys are no longer obligated to protect them. And the criminals, I mean, obviously, you know, they've been waiting this whole time. So, really a win for everybody involved. You don't ever have to see that fake valor walking around representing your family. And then the criminals get to have their fun because they're like, finally, this guy doesn't have their fucking protection. I mean, military men are kind of like that. They really, 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 really hate anybody who misrepresents their, like, you know? Like, if you ever talk to, like, a Marine or, like, people who really care about the military, they'll be like, just like, they try not to say anything because, like, you're not supposed to talk negatively, but, like, you can tell they're embarrassed and find it annoying. So I just think, you know, if that really annoys you, just give them a criminal offense, you know damn well like what they're doing is not legal. So just fucking get them arrested and, you know, you're not gonna have to take care of it because I'm pretty sure the criminals, like, you have to understand, I think it's this situation right here where the military finds them fucking annoying or the police finds them fucking annoying. Like, when you know your fellow police officer is doing something wrong, but then you cannot handle it because it's kind of like a police officer beating up another police officer just looks bad. You know, I agree, it does. It makes the public doubt, like, your capabilities, right? But if that police officer, the dirty cop, gets a criminal offense, then the criminals are going to be able to do what they've been waiting to do for a really long time. Like, I think that's what most of the police watch is about. Is I think a lot of criminals, they already know that that guy's a dirty cop, but you guys keep protecting the dirty cop. So I understand there's a lot of like Captain Americas out there, thank you. So like, if you can somehow get that dirty cop to have a criminal offense, I think even the criminals would really kind of appreciate it, because I think they've been waiting for a really fucking long time to get to this fucking guy. Yeah, I think most of the like white guys who pretend they have power, I just see them as McAfee. I personally think that's what it is. No, that's why I don't feel bad for like white people, you know? Like when something happens, I'm just like, I know exactly what's going on here. And I don't feel an ounce of pity for you. The only pity I feel for is probably just the military guys. Like the people who obeyed the rules and have been loyal and like did what they're supposed to do and follow the rules. That's the only people I feel sorry for. But if you're like a dirty lawyer or a dirty cop, like you're getting what you deserve. And I don't think anybody feels sorry for you. Well, I'm pretty sure if you're like a mafia cop, they'll probably kill you when you're no longer useful or you're no longer obedient, right? So I think everybody else who's a normal person will probably appreciate that, because it's like, well, you're obviously not afraid of anybody else besides the mafia, right? So I think just that kind of concept, I think a lot of people who are not part of the mafia are going to be pretty grateful for the mafia, right? Because now due to the power of the mafia, they control you. And you no longer can mess with innocent people unless the mafia tells you to, right? So as long as I respect the mafia, I'm safe. Unless I'm some kind of stupid fuck and decided to mess with the mafia, then I guarantee you the mafia is gonna fucking find me and track me down and kill me. So as long as I'm not stupid enough to fucking mess with them, I think I'll be fine. But thanks. No, that's why I know like there's something wrong here, because I'm like, I never talk negatively about the military, I never talk negatively about the cartel, and I never talk negatively about the mafia. So where the fuck are these people coming from? Oh wait, weren't they the same people that wanted to kill Zoe Quinn for talking too much? Could be, right? And in that case, I would actually appreciate the Hells Angels, because I think we all kind of want her to shut up. So, I mean, what Zoe Quinn is doing is not really helping sex work, so if Hells Angels were trying to murder her so she would stop talking, like, I would kind of side with Hells Angels here, because Zoe Quinn is obviously not afraid of anybody else because she thinks she's the shit, pretty much. So if Zoe Quinn is only afraid of Hells Angels, then yes, I think I would be kind of forced to support the Hells Angels, since Zoe Quinn is so very obviously not afraid of the FBI. I've never had anything against Hells Angels, because I kind of have the same mentality they do, where I do not want dumb-ass immigrants coming into China, and I do not want dumb-ass immigrants coming into Taiwan. You know what I mean? Like the whole Canadian thing and all of that, like, that's why I kind of support the Hells Angels, because it's kind of like, you know, you don't really... I noticed that Hells Angels are like white supremacists, right? So they do not like inferior activity or like unintelligent or disrespectful behavior onto their own people or in their areas, right? And I totally fucking agree with that, because sometimes it really fucking pisses me off when people that are not from here try to disrespect the people who do live here. And that's when I start appreciating the Hells Angels. Because that's the definition of white supremacy. Unless white supremacy is pretty much disrespecting anybody who's not white, then I cannot really relate to that. I know they're not. They're just saying it because they want to date hot women. You don't need to tell me that. I don't know too much Taiwanese. I can't understand. I mean, if you are talking about like Bitcoin stuff or like stuff like that, there's just like a lot of people around the world that kind of, you know, and it's not that they cannot come into America, they walk in here just fine. Does that make sense? Like, the more racist white people are, the more I'm gonna be like, well, technically, America, based on American history, is actually belongs to Native Americans. And technically, Americans are all like poor Europeans, and that's why they wanted to separate from the British colony because nobody was of royal blood and none of them would have ever gotten the throne. And they just got tired of that shit, so they moved to America. That's why a lot of Americans, I mean, that's why a lot of Europeans do not like Americans. And that's why a lot of Europeans also think Americans talk kind of stupid. Because they're mostly America's built on uneducated white people who stole land from Native Americans who gave them food and shelter. And most of the slaves were kidnapped or bought from Africans. So a lot of the Africans or whatever, you know, so there's a lot of political stuff here that I can talk about, but since you're an uneducated white person, let's just talk about the cartel and the mafia. And most people, most white supremacists do not consider Jewish people to be white people. So, I mean, that's a lot of enemies. You stole land from people. Europeans fucking hate your guts and think you're poor and stupid and uneducated. And the black people hate you. And the Asians, well, the Asians usually don't give a fuck. Like, as long as it benefits us, we don't care what happens. But as soon as it stops benefiting us, that's when we're just like, alright, so about that time you were talking shit about Mexicans, we're gonna have to side with that. Because, you know, Mexicans kind of look like half-white Asians anyways. So, I mean, for a bunch of Nazis, I would think you understand the genetic makeup of certain individuals, and that's how you determine if someone's purebred, right? So tell me again how Mexicans are not half Asian. No, I'm just saying, if you're gonna be a white supremacist, at least be obedient of your leader. If you're gonna question your leader, then I'll just call you out on being a racist piece of shit. Then go make your own meth, man. Right? Well, actually, technically, based on like turf war logic, technically, because you buy all your guns from Asians, technically, you know, a lot of people can just kill you and take your land. Because, I mean, if you buy the guns from Asians, then the Asians can technically kill you with all the guns that they're selling you, right? If you're not gonna give them money and you're gonna eventually rob them, then might as well just take your land, right? That's what you did to the Hispanics and the Indians. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Asians can also ask them to use some voodoo magic on you as well. Make sure that they can take the land. So, it's up to you. Oh, have you ever heard of like Indian burial grounds being really spiritual and evil and like, you know? I really want to play this like documentary on like black magic in Mexico. But like I don't really want to play the sound. Oh, okay, so there was this Netflix video. Here, let me show it to you. So they went to this person's house, right? And then this person had like this person was like what the fuck was it called? Fuck. So this person was a drug dealer or something. And it was a documentary, and in his backyard there was like blood all over the place, like animal blood or like animal sacrifice to pray to the gods. So his to pray to something. Here, let me find the documentary on there and I'll show it to you. It was Drugs Inc. No, Drugs. No. Drugs Inc. No. Dope? I think it was Dope, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Season 2?
Every time we come off, we feel like we're saving money.
Man, where is it? Okay, so they raid this house. And then it's like... Man, what the fuck? Oh, it's right here. Okay, got it. Thank you. No, no, it's not this one.
Inside the HQ task force are building this so that drug dealers can't attack it. Derek has routine. Those drug has built is defeated. Shots. We try to rush it. They get a little bit. The deal is broken down. Her neighbors are getting up. The heart of the worst epidemic is history. Others have discovered the perfect.
Oh my god. Okay, there's dope. There's this. Is there underworld? Maybe I skipped it too fast. England. Okay, Drugs Inc. Dope. Man, which documentary was it? Oh my gosh. Isn't there anything? Can I just type in meth? Would it just show up if I just type in meth? Or maybe it was deep undercover. I don't think it was deep undercover. Whatever.
Some of the names have been changed. The program contains reenactment.
I don't think this is it. Drugs Inc. Drug Lords. Okay, so there was this like group of people who, I mean, the cops raided this guy, and then they were saying how like they're transporting meth using liquid, and then they cook it in their house, and then like they were something. What he found out was even more terrifying because he had like a house full of kids and they were cooking meth. and then he found in the backyard like worshipping devil stuff in the backyard for like, I mean, I guess I can use that one, but that one's really not as scary as the other one, honestly. Maybe use this one.
Or short.
Maybe use this one. You know how they have like altars like this? This one was inside the house, but the other one was like outside of the house. You guys can go watch this on Netflix if you want at the ending of Drugs Inc. or Cokeland. Mel Gibson? Dude, South Park always rips Mel Gibson a new one. He says later on in the documentary that he takes phone calls from other places. Yeah, they're like they're exactly like the gypsies. Trabajo. It's funny because yin and yang. Yin is supposed to be the dark side and it's supposed to be female as well. So that's really interesting. Knock it off. Anyways. Can you open the garage more? I can smell it! Well, don't mess with black people. That's the only message that I got today. Don't mess with black people. Thank you for letting me know. After I'm done with my makeup, I'll get online. Yeah, maybe I watched too many voodoo documentaries, so then I'm like scared of black people. But either way, Mexicans, gypsies, and black people are three races I never want to mess with or anger, because I ain't ready for that. Yeah, but you do know, like, voodooism is pretty much having people like possess you, right? Like, they want the spirits to go on them. You know that, right? Or like, you weren't aware of that. Dude, nice editing. Oh, I love drama channels.
I'm showing you
Don't come for me. That ain't gonna happen. You know they're coming for you. What is her name? The swamp something. Shane Dawson and something. I don't remember. What do I think about her? Hold on. Sin Swamp Queen or something like that. What do I think about Graveyard Girl? Not very much. Why? Because I feel like she encourages like incest stuff, and I don't really want to be part of that. I know like Asians have a lot of like incest anime and stuff, but I'm personally not really interested in that. You know, like, but everything else I think is super cool. Like all her doll stuff, I think that's very fascinating, which is pretty much the same thing as voodoo. So, I mean, not really sure if that's like new, but I mean, I know voodoo is originated in Africa, so I mean, magic doesn't really work unless it's ancient. So oh no, I'm not scared of you guys. It's just like, you know, like it's just so how do I say this? I think most of the Black Lives Matter and most of the cartel and Mexicans being really like angry about the whole immigration thing is they know white people are doing as much cocaine as they are, and I think it's irritating all of them that you think that white people think they're better than them. Does that kind of make sense? Because I think it's kind of like a white people thing to be like, oh, I don't want to pay for cocaine anymore, I'm gonna call the cops. So I think everybody's just really tired of that bullshit, you know, like you want to say like, oh, an American is hacking, but then you guys want to use Russia as a scapegoat and blame it on a Russian, but you live in America. This Russian doesn't even live here, and they want to live here. So like, logically, technically, like, I feel like Russians living in America would be less likely to hack because they do not want to go back to Russia, versus someone who has never left the country pretending to be Russian. You know, so. And just so you guys know, like, pretending to be Russian is probably not going to end up very good for you, considering the Russians could get Trump to be president. So I think they control a certain amount of the American government if you really wanted to play with their feelings and play with their reputation.
First time. Third item. Right, so
Can I? I don't do magic. Like, I have not, like, I don't have one magic bone in my body. But, I'm just letting you guys know that whatever you're doing is probably not the best idea. You're free to do whatever you want, but just know that just because I cannot find you, it does not mean real hackers and real people practicing real magic cannot find you. I think they can find you even easier because they actually know what they're doing. No, this is why I always make a very clear distinction that I am not involved. You know, because I feel like voodoo people are no joke. Like, they don't really care about anything considering all the slavery they have been put through. I do not think Mexicans really care that much, considering most of them are like ancient Aztec Indians, kind of. So I don't think they really care that much either. And what else is there? Voodoo. Oh yeah, and hackers, right. Thank you so much. I think there's this video of, what is it? Russian hacker trolls customer fake scammers. Okay, let me see. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty clear, like, message to anybody who wants to try and scam a Russian hacker. Russian hacker destroys scammer's computer. So, I mean, I don't think they take this stuff very lightly. So, I mean, feel free to challenge them if you want, but just know I'll be sitting over here like, hey, I told you not to mess with them because I told you they were going to be super strong. Like, for me, I'm too big of a pussy to ever challenge these people because I know they have a lot of power and they have a lot of capabilities that, you know, it's just not a good idea. So, if you want to be openly, like, challenging them, you know, I cannot stop you because you do not respect me, you know? Just like how Zoe Quinn has no respect for the FBI, even though the FBI said this is not a good idea, you know? And even though a lot of people, a lot of gamers also told Zoe Quinn do not do this, but she thinks, you know, she's better than everybody else. And, you know, nobody can tell her no. So now she is where she is because didn't want to listen to all the warnings, so. You cannot really be like, oh, this is Gamergate. It's like, I mean, I don't think Gamergate told her to ride motorcycles. I don't think that has anything to do with Gamergate, actually, but, You can do whatever you want, not my problem. Dude, that was the same problem last time. A lot of people were getting the same boxes last time. Coco. The smudge brush. You need the smudge brush. No. No, this is not.
I mean, now that for the holiday collection, I was so there was that's what I think. Right. So now the fourth
I don't even understand what's going on. Like, some people don't like say clearly like what they're talking about. They just kind of like say random stuff. You know how like crackheads, no, sorry. You know how tweakers sometimes they'll be on the bus or whatever and then they'll just scream like random stuff that make no sense at all. They'll be like, "Ah!" We're like, "Ah!" And then like, "Ah!" And it's like you don't really know, like you're like, should I continue this conversation? This guy's kind of like freaking me out, you know? So a lot of times, like, people in esports tends to do stuff like that. Like, if you've ever taken public transportation where it's like in an area where there's tends to be trapped, like if you go to San Francisco, you're gonna meet a homeless person who screams random stuff at least once, okay? Like, if you're just walking on the street anywhere you go, there's like a 90% chance you will see at least one crazy person being like, ah, 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 or like, you know, in most cases, hopefully they will just like keep to themselves and just be like the homeless person, like really high on the side of the streets. But there's always the chance that you're gonna run into somebody who's like really tweaked out, like talking to themselves and like freaking out on public transportation, and you're just kind of like, you have to kind of like mind your own business kind of thing, you know? So no, that's sometimes what happens in esports, because a lot of people, you know, you don't know if they're doing cocaine or meth behind the door. I mean, behind the computer. And it's like, sometimes the stuff they say and like the stuff you see on public transportation kind of are the same. Like, if you take public transportation, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's sometimes really weird people that are not peaceful, so... This happened to me actually once when I bought something from the Morphe store. It came out with like no head. I was actually wondering where they've been. No, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Remember I said because they don't go to school? Remember? I said because most of these people don't go to school. No, but it's kind of weird because it's like the cryptocurrency enthusiasts don't really do this stuff because they have so much stocks that they don't want to risk losing it, you know? So I'm kind of trying to figure out and isolate this situation to see like where these people are coming from. You know what I mean? Like, I do not think it's the cryptocurrency. I do not think it's cryptocurrency enthusiasts. I do not think it's the big time Bitcoin drug dealers, you know, because that's just too much unwanted attention onto them. You know what I mean? By doing all this little stuff and leaving like little crumbs everywhere, that's just something that's gonna bring down your empire. If you know what I mean? Like, you have too much to lose to be doing stuff like this, you know? So I'm really trying to like isolate the situation so I can like figure out exactly what it is, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep calling it Zoe Quinn stuff. The reason why I call it Zoe Quinn stuff is because Zoe Quinn has no ideas what she's doing, right? Like, she keeps saying she made Depression Quest, but she's unable to create any other games. So, obviously it's not her idea, and I feel like this kind of behavior is the same thing, where like, they'll try to hack somebody's computer and then just be like, oh no, it's the Russians. And I'm like, but you were just doing it. So like, what? No, that's why I kept saying, thank you for reminding me. That's why I kept saying, like, these people are hacking computers while they're living in America. You know, like, if you say it's a Russian hacker, then that hack has to be coming from Russia. But most of these hackings are happening from Americans living in America. So it's not really Russian, right? Like, if you're in America, doing it in America, right? No, that's why I was laughing at the VPN thing. I don't really want to scare them away though. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, how do you guys get these people to use these things? So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. Just look weird. I like cut off like most of the most of the tip and most of the end. So it's just like just a little bit of it on my lashes. We will see. I mean, obviously from far away it looks normal, but I want to see if my idea works. What am I doing? There's this thing that I really want to try. Where like you don't put the whole entire lash on. You just put like parts of it and then the rest you'll put like mascara or whatever. Mascara. Okay, I'll show it to you guys. I think this was used on my nose. I don't think it's weird. Because I know people who usually do drugs are more into witchcraft than people who are sober, so. No, that's why I don't like raves, you know, because sometimes they do like a lot of that stuff at raves. And like, I'm just trying to enjoy my high, not like talk about all this shit, so. No, but I know a lot of people who are drug users, like, they actually enjoy drugs more because you can talk about this. Like, they love to get high and then rant about, like, superstition stuff, you know, so. I'm not judging. I didn't even use those. Yeah, I really wanted to cut these off. These are really good lashes from NYX. These two. Look, they're so nice. And they're so even. They actually have a very clear front and a very clear end. Are these better than... Well, these are $4 from Morphe, and these are $5. So that $1 difference, yeah, it makes a lot of difference apparently. Because sometimes when you're at Morphe, you have to kind of like pick through it, because some are good and some aren't. I already have sunblock, so I already have to remove makeup no matter what. Because when you put on sunscreen, you're supposed to remove your makeup. Even when it's just sunscreen. Oh man, I'm gonna forget it's down here. Spray ash. Spray ash. No, I feel bad for Americans when they're like completely lost like that, but then I think about all the racism that they preach about, and then I feel nothing. Alright. Oops. No, I was actually kind of, oh my gosh. They're seeing an unusual amount of logins. Who's trolling the servers? Dude, I fucking told you guys, fucking NA servers suck. Like, if you compare it to Korea and China, like, NA is just so bad. What do I think about Pantheon? He looks kind of questionable. What did I do with my lashes? Okay, so I put them, I want to see them later. Oh no, I didn't put on mascara. So I did I did it like this. See how like, but is it good? I don't know, because it looks like my lashes just break off in the front. Like that. So I don't know. I think it might look better if I put on mascara, but kind of too lazy right now. How long am I gonna play? No, I don't want the speakers to get into my mic. Oh, new 001 is the right employee. Oh. See? Someday he'll get back to gold. See? Oh, sorry, he's not fully bald. I apologize. Does it matter for me? No. I don't care. Well, like, I don't think it's bad because, like, I don't feel mercy or, like, pity for them, you know? Because I feel like if they were not doing this, I might actually feel bad for them. But it's like the more they do, the less I feel. Nope. 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 What if I want tank Yumi? Well, that's a pretty smart idea, thank you. The boots is actually really dumb. This is a waste. Let's try this. I'll transfer $5. Because if they give me like 5 Korean bucks, like, you realize that's like 0.01 cents in USD, right? No, you guys are hella funny. You guys do that comma shit because you know damn well. Oh man, I cannot talk to these people. So boring. Dude, I should not be part of this. We're all gonna... They're gonna get so mad. Oh, boy. I do most of my shopping online. I'm not taking the fall. It's not really blaming when it's the truth, you know? This is like really old. There's like this song on LimeWire a really long time ago that sounded similar to that. I don't think it was an actual artist song, but I think it was put under it. He may look black, but he ain't black. He's brown. I've died 3 times, I'm done. Honestly, how the fuck do I use this? Does anybody know? After channeling, teleports a short distance towards your cruise cursors. Oh, it's called a cursor? I always thought it was cruiser. Hmm. I don't really give a shit. I'm not racist. How many more words? I would think you're racist if you think like just playing Lucian makes you like somehow not a racist. Like, I don't think that's how racism works. Just because you listen to rap does not make you not a racist. You're still a racist. I don't know why you're asking me. I actually know black people, and I don't need to play Lucian to prove I'm not racist, so like I don't know how to relate to you. How the fuck did I get kicked out of it? Oh, that's the script that they were using. Oh. Nothing I can do about it though. I'm just gonna continue building super tanky. I think it's triggering the fuck out of them. I think it's fucking hilarious. I have like no AP. Okay, what is my AP gonna be? It's gonna be 30! Oh, it's so close! Man, this is like no AP. Like, if I could have negative AP, I probably would. Wait for me! Wait for me! That was my flash, guys. So close, guys. So close. So close. Oh, so close. They're so triggered by my tankiness. I don't know what to do. Why did I do tanky? I don't know, I just wanted to troll them. Like, honestly, that was just my intention today. Nice. No, I was gonna shoot back into, you know, Aurelia, but I mean W back into Aurelia, thank you. But I couldn't! I couldn't! Woof. I don't like talking in the middle of my game! Oh, hey. They have one AP. They have one AP and everybody is like AD and tank. How is this a good strategy? Get raw. I will not tata! Tata sauce. Tata. 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 Oh wow, this is such a bad idea. Sorry, they're just so bad at this game. Why is that? I mean, you need 4? How many people? Was that the whole team in the middle? Like, they need their whole entire team to kill a 38 AP Yumi? Really? Like, come on. Seriously? It's not like I'm fucking, like, Alistair or some shit. I don't even have boots on. I ain't got no boots on! Oh wow. You can do it! I only make South Park memes. Sorry. He will not Tata! That is not what he says at all, I know. but it does sound like it. Should we get... They have armor. Okay. So let's go Warmog. Where's Garen? He will not Tata! Ah! Oh, you will not Tata! What did I do? Oh, nope, no shield, sorry. Garen gives no fucks! Oh, hello. Tata! He will not Tata! Oh no! Oh no! Garen will not Tata! Tata! Da! Oh fuck. Sorry. Heals on cooldown, guys. He is coming! Okay, let me do my job. Excessive healing. Oh my gosh. My ult! Oh my gosh, my W. W! Phew. Tata! I will not Tata! He said. Oh! What are we gonna do? We gonna die! Well, Garen, you tautad. Okay? You tautad. Because you tautad. Honestly, what is that quote even? I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. Let's Google it. Tata? Garen. I will not yield! Wait, what? No. Falter! Oh, sounded like a Tata. Tata! Why am I like, well, like what? I can't hear him. This is how you sing Japanese songs. Ah! Ah! Fuck it. Guess you don't want to heal. Fuck. I mean, awesome. I'm gonna get demonetized! Oh. Ugh. Oh, where are we going? I will not follow! Do nothing. How is this helping us? Oh, has it? I mean, I used to do it manually. Batman! Our team doesn't do any damage. I mean, can't really deny the facts there. Yumi doesn't do any damage. Damn it, couldn't even give me one kill, motherfucker. I need to stop swearing! Oh my god, I'm gonna get fucking... I need to work on that. Who the fuck cares? Oops. I need to formulate that sentence better. What are those things? What are they called? S9 Yumi builds with the highest win rate. I'm gonna see if there's food. Because I like food. Actually, no, I want to shower. That's what I want to do. Okay, so what do I need to do? I can talk about this because I am about to leave. I don't like to talk about my personal problems before I leave. So hopefully tomorrow I can get online earlier. This is a really bad idea. It doesn't fucking work and it looks really fucking weird and I don't think it looks very good. Maybe it's like too long. Maybe if I cut other lashes halfway, it will look better. Maybe these lashes are just meant to be long. Maybe. Call me maybe! I only played one game today? Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep really early or like just take care of some chores. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. So I was gonna say, I'm probably gonna go wash my dogs. Oh yeah. Gonna wash my dog, wash my cat, change my sheets, because there's like shit stains on my bed. From Sir Rufus. Sir Rufus. Senor Rufus! Rufus! What's this? Rufus! Come here! Why do I always have to scream at him? Honestly, I don't know. You didn't hear me say Rufus, Rufus like 50 times and he didn't fucking reply me. Okay, so what can I do with these lashes? Like, how can I make it so then it's like... Hey, 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 whoa, whoa, no dog barking. These are really good lashes. I think they're fast. Maybe I need to get like shorter lashes so they aren't as long. And then it won't look so fucking insane. What do I need to do? Okay, here, I have a list. I have to give Rufus a shower. I need to wash Rufus, Harvey, PP, and Choco. Then after that, I need to clean my sheets. And after I change my sheets, I need to do my laundry. So, probably gonna do my laundry tomorrow because it's like fucking 8 o'clock already. And I'm gonna spend the next probably like hour or two washing my pets. Because I need to wash all 4 of my pets, not just like all 2 or like, you know? But Rufus and Choco should go last because they're the easiest ones to wash. The hardest ones to capture is my fucking cat PP. Because PP gets to go roam crazy outside. And then like it's funny because like she knows every time she gets dirty, she has to take a shower. So like the first few days of her taking a shower, she doesn't leave the house. And then like by the end of the day when she feels kind of dirty too, she starts going out because she knows as soon as she gets any black marks, she's gonna go take a shower. And she doesn't really like the shower. She likes to... Well, Choco meows pretty loud when he takes a shower too. It was so funny. My mom was in my room today. Thank you. And then she was in my room today and she was like sneezing like crazy. So I think I have to wash my cat so my mom doesn't get allergies to my cat. Rufus! Rufus! Jesus, you can't say shit nicely. Alright, anyways. I'm gonna go. Hopefully I finish doing this by tomorrow, and if I don't finish doing this by tomorrow, then I'll probably stream later because I need to do this. But if anything, because I don't really want to keep doing these talking streams, like, I don't want to keep having to talk. I just want to play the fucking game. Like, I want my game, and I want my Twitter account to do the talking for me. Like, I don't want to keep having to do these talking streams. I'd rather just let my gameplay and my thing talk for me. I left it on people in blogs, so thank you for letting me know. The reason why I purposely left it on people in blogs is so if you guys want to do talking, I can talk and I don't have to keep switching back and forth. But yeah, I kind of want to get back to this schedule where I get off at around 8 and then I wake up in the earlier morning or whatever. Why? Because doesn't he have to scrim in the morning? So then there's gonna be like this gap of time where... So, okay, so in Europe it's like what, at 2 a.m? At 2 a.m. to like something, so then by the time I get on at like 8, 10, 11, he's gonna be done with scrims and he can play by himself, right? So, like, it works in the favor. It doesn't really make sense for me to stay up until 12 while he has to scrim. Like... Seems counterproductive. So I need to try. I'm gonna try and get back on that original schedule because, because I think that schedule works better with everything. Do I want to keep putting on makeup? Honestly, I want to find like a way to do really, really natural makeup. Like I actually really like doing makeup. But every time I do makeup, I have to like talk. And like, I don't feel like fucking talking. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to do my makeup in peace. Jesus Christ. I don't think it's very attractive when people talk too much about nonsense. So I'm not really into doing it myself. I think it's very unattractive and annoying when people do it constantly. But yeah, I'm gonna go, thank you, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have everything back to normal. And I don't know if I'm gonna put on makeup yet, but I do want to try these new lashes and I do want to put on makeup, but how much I'm actually gonna do it tomorrow when I wake up is very debatable. So, oh my gosh, I think there's like sunscreen in my eyes. I think that's why my eyes are burning. Oh yeah, don't ever put sunscreen in your eyes. Apparently it gives you chemical burns, guys. No, like it burns like a layer of your cornea or some shit I read on the internet. That's why it hurts when you get sunscreen in your eyes, because It's literally burning your cornea. Or some fucking eyeball shit that I can't pronounce. So just be careful, guys. Make sure you don't get sunscreen in your eyes. I think it's any sunscreen. I don't think. Okay. I think I already wiped that side. Feels used. Alright, I'm gonna go. Thank you, and hopefully tomorrow will be less talking because I'm getting sick of this shit and I actually want to just play video games and play music. Thank you and goodbye.